Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Teach and Play. I'm Mandy, also known as the Board Gaming Pinup Girl.
And I'm Michael, known as Pollum.
And today we have a special guest joining us. We have...
Hi, I'm Susan, also known as Rapunzel.
Oh, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah.
So you will notice we are not doing our usual live streaming with the chat and all the fun stuff. It's still going to be fun, but it's recorded just until our area gets back in order that we can film again. But we want to get content out to you, and there's just so much good stuff, we just couldn't help ourselves. So figured this is better than nothing at all.
Yeah.
But we will be back to our live recording hopefully soon. And
As soon as possible.
I know, we missed the chat. It's
Yep.
so much fun. So, well, we're here to play games.
Yes, we
so
are.
let's talk about what we're playing today. So let me grab my trusty notes. So today we're going to be playing Hero Realms, The Lost Village. This is exciting stuff. So this was on Kickstarter, but don't fret. I think it may become available, maybe like a late pledge or something to that effect, that you can jump in on to grab that. Or, hey, just when it comes to stores.
Yep.
Yeah. So, the Hero Realms, The Lost Village campaign. So this is designed by Ben Sichowski, Robert Doherty, Darwin Castle, and Daniel Mandel. And it's published by White Wizard Games. All right.
Cool.
So, that's my bit. We're going to hand it over to Michael, and he'll start explaining some of the playthrough rules.
Yeah, so this is the continuation of the campaign for Hero Realms. We have already done a playthrough, a teach and play of the first campaign box called the Ruin of Thandar for Hero Realms. We will put a link to that in the description of the video, so you can see the first couple chapters of the Ruin of Thandar. And this continues the story on. So in that playthrough, we did a couple chapters, but then cut it short so that we weren't spoiling any of the future chapters in that box. So this one is going to pick up where that box left off. I will catch you up on what happened in that box. There's a bit of a story to read with the recap of that one, and then I'll let you know how we also upgraded our characters, so you know the new toys that we're getting to play with in this one. And if I seem too excited, it's because I really like this game.
It's so fun, so much fun.
Okay, so I'm not going to do the full teach and play because we've already explained everything in that first video. But what I will touch on is what is different from the first campaign box to this campaign box. So I think what I might do first is I'll let you know the story so far. Is that good?
That sounds good.
Okay, so I've got a bit of storytelling to say to read here.
That's okay.
Okay, so the story so far. A few months ago, you were enjoying a drink at the Inn at Four Rivers when a magically induced bar fight broke out. During the brawl, you saw a group of cloaked figures carry off a young man. After fighting your way outside, you chased, caught, and interrogated some of the villains. You learned that the group had splintered off from the Necros and were calling themselves the Ruinos sect. Upon reaching their underground ceremonial chamber, you defeated the Ruinos, slayed the greater demon they had summoned, and rescued the young man they had kidnapped, who turned out to be the son of Raphael, Lord Governor of Thandar. You now stand in Raphael's office, where the Lord Governor has given you and each of your companions a title, Defender of Thandar, and a new mission. Go to Heart's End. Go and find out what happened there. Perhaps the Ruinos sect is, again, up to some malevolence. You ask what has happened to the people of Heart's End. That's the problem, the Lord Governor says. The entire village is missing. 2 weeks ago, a trio of tithe priests vanished on their rounds. They were last seen on the road to Heart's End. At the request of the high priest, I sent a small troop of soldiers to investigate. Only their captain returned. The Lord Governor gestures to a guardsman who opens a side door. A man, who must be the captain, is helped into the room and gently lowered into a chair. He looks freshly bathed, and his clothes are clean, but his eyes are unfocused, and you sense his mind is far from this room. The Lord Governor kneels next to the captain's chair. He clasps the man's hand and speaks softly. These are friends, Goran. Tell them what you told me. Tell them about Heart's End. Goran's head lolls for a moment, and you fear the captain is about to fall asleep. Then he opens his mouth. His voice is trembling, and you struggle to make out the words. Gone. All gone. You quietly ask if he means the villagers are dead. Not dead. No bodies. Goran frowns as if remembering something, and then his face pales. He stands suddenly, knocking the Lord Governor back, and his terrified eyes dart across the room. Red eyes, he shouts. Red eyes! Red eyes! Hold him, Raphael commands, and 2 guardsmen restrain the struggling captain. After a short struggle, Gorn's eyes roll back and you realize the poor man has lost consciousness. After the guardsmen carry the captain from the room, the Lord Governor addresses you. You now have the same knowledge I do. Please, go to Heart's End and bring me answers. So that is sort of what happened at the end and leading into the end of the last campaign box and leading into this campaign box. So to get you caught up on what we have done since then, first off, defeated back then was the Slaughter Claw. So I've got this showing, and we may even have a fancy graphic overlay as well. We'll see what happens. But this is the
Depends how
no pressure.
I know, right? Depends how tired I am.
So this is the Slaughter Claw that we defeated in the end of the final battle in the first campaign box. And in defeating that Slaughter Claw, we received the Shard of Slaughter Claws. So this is something that we don't get right away in our decks, but it goes into the market deck. And if we get it, it's a rather powerful ability. We'll still have to purchase it like anything else. But it gives an ability that is themed to what the creature did to us. So I won't say how that worked mechanically, because that's in the previous campaign, and you'll get to experience that yourself. But I love how it's themed towards what it was doing, and now we kind of get a version of that ability ourselves. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things we upgraded. Then individually, I have received an Arcane Wand that goes into my deck and will allow me to draw a card.
And you're playing whom again?
And I am playing the Wizard. Thank you.
Wizard.
Yes, I'm playing the Wizard. Fireball. Which actually
is great.
Is the other thing that I've upgraded twice through the previous campaign box. So my normal Fireball ability was dealing 4 damage.
Mm-hmm. So pretty good.
Then it was upgraded to 5 damage in 2 areas, I believe it was.
Right.
And now it is an explosive fireball where it does 5 damage in basically, in a 3-player scenario, all areas. If I was to throw a fireball at Susan's area, it will also affect Mandy's, mine, and the Master's area, doing 5 damage to everything. So just set it all on fire. So that is, and then I also have my fire staff was upgraded to a blazing staff. So instead of 1 damage, it's now going to do 3 damage and still have the same ability. So that's my upgrades.
So fire's your thing.
Fire is my
Fire's
thing.
your thing.
Yes.
So I'm playing the cleric, and I have upgraded a follower to a veteran follower, a gold to an ever-burning candle, which gives me a little bit of healing, as well as the money. And I have upgraded my cleric campaign skill twice. So now when I trigger this ability, using 2 gold, I and another target each gain 4 mana, and those players' champions each gain +2 power until the end of the next turn.
That's good.
So the original ability on that, I think, was just maybe 3 healing?
Yeah, 3 healing
and only
plus
1 to defense.
2 defense.
And
yeah.
only to yourself. Or
Yes.
to 1 player. Now it's
Yes.
2 players.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, very good.
All right.
We're going to be counting on Susan to be our healer.
Yeah, exactly. Because, for some reason, I feel that I take the most hits in this game, but I decided to try a different character. So I'm going to be the Thief. Ooh. And so one of the abilities I have here, the campaign ability, is the next time you acquire a card this turn, you may acquire another card of the same faction and of equal or lesser cost for free.
Mm-hmm.
So that is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so we'll have to watch the market for that one to try and
Yes.
trigger it at the best time. So ideally, we'll have 2 high-level cards of the same faction, of which one you can hopefully afford to get the other one for free.
Awesome fingers.
Great ability.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then we have Lift, which is another campaign skill. So this one allows me to, once I've... Wait, can I say that word? Turn the card? That it's been used?
Exhaust.
Exhaust? Okay. I never know. And pay 2 money. I can get... Sorry, what are we calling it? Is it health or
It's
is it...
health.
It's
Yeah.
health. Okay.
Yeah, it's a healing.
Some games are different, so I have to make sure.
Yeah.
So 6 health. Focus. This card may be targeted beyond your area, even if there are minions in your area. Because if there are minions in my area, generally we can't do that. But this allows me to do this.
Yeah.
Look at the top card of target master's deck. You may put it into the master's discard pile. This is going to be handy.
Yes, that's a very key ability in all of these campaigns, because it lets you look at the top card, and if it's a strong card, for example, one of the mastery cards that allows the master to level up, throw it away, and it delays that. Or if it's a really strong strong elite minion that you don't want to come into play, then you get to discard it. So that's a great ability to have in play.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to using that.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
there's more.
There it is.
So initially I had a throwing knife. So this is an item for a ranged weapon, so a knife. And it gave me, allowed me to do 1 damage plus 2 for each knife that I'd already played that turn. And now it's been upgraded to 3 instead of 1 damage, and then plus 2 for each knife that I played every turn. So this is quite lovely.
Yeah.
And then instead of getting the 1 gold item, now I have the Enchanted Garrote, which is a thief item. Ooh, magic melee weapon. And so this replaces the gold, and I deal 4 damage to target minion in a nearby area.
Yeah.
So
pretty
nice.
Now that you've said nearby like that,
Ooh,
I'll take these out of play.
Nice segue.
In our first teach and play, it was just Mandy and I. So with 2 players, you're always near each other.
Right.
Nearby in this game is defined by your immediate left, immediate right. And you have to keep in mind that the master takes up a seat as well. So on the overhead, you'll see that in this area, we have the master area set up with the master's health. It will be starting with 70. The master is actually between Mandy and I.
Oh boy.
And Susan is between Mandy and I, which means we will never be able to, there might be some exceptions, but generally never be able to interact with either healing each other or attacking the minions in their area because we are not nearby. And this is actually why we have our cleric sitting between the 2 of us.
Strategically
We're hoping,
placed.
exactly, we're hoping that Susan will be able to do a lot of healing for us. So we've placed her between the 2 of us so that she can always target either of us whenever needed. Okay, so that's all of our upgrades. Now, setting up the deck. I will quickly go through that. We've got the master cards. You'll have seen these in our first play. So they've got the master symbol over here, and there are 5 of those in the various colors. The reason I'm going to show this is it's slightly different because in the first play, again, there was just 2 of us, and in that you remove, I believe it's 9 cards from the scenery cards that are available. In a 3-player game, you only remove 6. So that's the only difference there, but I did want to explain that. And then what you're doing is I've already removed the 6 cards. So these get shuffled and then divided into 5 piles.
So you will notice that the cards are slightly different. They are sleeved. This is just because this is not a final copy.
Yes.
So it's just a bit of paper that's in there. So if you do see a bit of a film on the card, that's why.
Mm-hmm. So you divide it into 5 equal piles. Any remainder go into the middle pile. And then these are going to be shuffled and 1 goes into each. So you're just seeding them throughout the deck, a bit like Pandemic if you've played that. So
Pandemic? What's that? Steve's not watching.
And then you shuffle each individual pile and then do not shuffle the whole deck once you're done. And then that artifact that I was saying that we received because we defeated the Death Claw, or the Slaughter Claw, I should say, is going to be shuffled into the market. And then I will get the market cards out.
Oh, yes, the Death Claw. Wait, no. Is that right? I like Death Claw, though.
Death Claw's from something else. I know it's from something else.
I feel like that's what it is.
Death Claw's in Fallout.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Oh,
another game that I'm deeply into at the moment.
I am not playing that one. I'm like old. I'm behind the scenes. They're
But
playing
you
it
did
now.
try the first. I was teaching you the Fallout Wasteland Warfare.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, which was quite fun. I'm actually very much looking forward to that.
Me too.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got the Master's deck set up. I will get this set up, and then
Oh boy.
I will get into Chapter 1.
So hopefully we make it out alive. I feel like we've done a
We'll
couple
see.
games where we started and then 10 minutes in, oh, that was a short playthrough. Shall we play again?
Yeah. We've done it before. We could do it again.
Right, exactly.
We'll try and get you the win here. All right.
All right. Market time.
One of the things that can get a little tricky is if you have a very expensive market early on, you can almost get locked down
Right.
and only get fire gems, but we have some options there. All right, so we've got that. We have the monster or the master deck.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're good there. I will have to shuffle mine, but we'll worry about that in a second. So I will carry on. Chapter 1 in the new expansion. It's called An Empty Village. You arrive at Heart's End 2 days later. It's past dark, and an approaching fog threatens to obscure your vision. There are no signs of life other than the animal sounds of the surrounding forest. As you make your way through the village, a feeling of dread falls upon you and your companions. Where are all the people? If there had been a battle or some tragedy had occurred, you would expect signs of struggle. And yet, there is nothing. The road splits, and you must decide which way to go. To the left, there appears to be a tavern. To the right, a half-dozen shops line the cobblestones. Now, I didn't need to read that last sentence. You had me at tavern. Good with the tavern?
Yes.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
tavern sounds good.
All right, so we are going to investigate the tavern. So, that takes us to Chapter 2, The Maddened Boar.
Oh, boy.
You open the door to the tavern and see that, like the rest of the village, it appears to be deserted. You debate whether to go in. Some members of your group are hungry and don't wish to pass up a chance for hot food. The discussion ends abruptly when a terrible snorting noise comes from within the tavern. Something large comes barreling out from the back room. You dive out of the way as a monster smashes into the center of your party. It is a huge boar with massive tusks and eyes glowing red with some dark power. The beast growls and grunts as it paws the cobblestones. It swings its head from one of you to another and another, deciding where to aim its fury. You ready your weapons.
Oh boy.
So we have to fight the maddened boar. So we've got the maddened boar here.
Oh, boy.
Have it. Here we go. Level 1, yes. All right, so here is the maddened boar. That's what he looks like with all of his abilities. We'll explain those as they're coming up. But that's what we're fighting. And this this chapter has a slightly new mechanic. Excuse me. Normally, the master stays in his area. He has his own area. With this master, it's a maddened boar. He's actually going to be charging between us. He's going to be going all up in our business and moving around.
Why?
He won't actually go back to his own area. And this is going to make things very interesting, because even when it triggers an ability on the active player's turn, so let's say, for example, the maddened boar is in my area, and it's Mandy's turn, and she triggers one of the abilities that does damage, it will do damage to me because it's in my area.
Right.
But anything else that does damage, for example, minions in Mandy's area, would still affect Mandy as the active player. So it starts off with the person that is to the left of the master's area, which is me. So it's going to start off in my area. And I will also let you know that we are once again playing on veteran. No beginner here.
Oh.
But there are easier levels, and we've lost at this multiple times as well. They state right in the rule book, even veteran players are not going to win on their first try. It is true. So if you do find that you're struggling and you just want to get a sense of what's a good strategy for each boss, there are 2 levels lower than this. They have a way to modify it for beginner or intermediate. We're going veteran, and then I think it's called heroic, possibly. There's 1 level above veteran, but we're going veteran. So let's do that. And I think
We covered it all?
I think I've covered everything I need to cover. This is where I wish I had the chat. I missed the chat.
I know.
If there were any questions, I'd love to be answering
Exactly.
that right now.
I know. That's my little, and I'm so used to doing
Yes,
that, right? You're
yes,
chatting, and
yeah.
I'm like, oh, let's look at the chat. And it's like, no, chat. It's coming back. It's coming back. Don't worry.
I think that's everything that I needed.
What's this?
To explain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
All right. So we've
Alright.
got our 5 cards.
Oh, you start at 55 health?
I do.
Nice.
Yes, I start at 50, and then you start at 52.
Yes.
Okay. That is one of the things that we could have chosen to level up if we wanted to. We could get a bit of extra health, but I believe everybody at this table likes toys. We like things.
Yeah,
we
not
like to
mention,
upgrade
I
our
have,
abilities.
like
so
in Canada, I've got some free health care over here.
That's right.
Why not take advantage of it?
There you go. All right, like true Canadians that we are.
I know,
Yep.
right?
Okay. So I will start because I'm to the left of the master's area. And to start, first thing you do is a card off of the master's deck.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So I'll start showing some of these cards. I'll show every time we have a new card that comes up. So I've got Berserk. I need to get these out of my way. All right, so Berserk. So we've got a nice boar going Berserk there. The first thing we're going to be looking at is And on the opposite side of the camera now is this yellow color. And with that, we then look at the master's card. That's going to be, this moves to the next player area. Hey, not my problem anymore. It's going over here.
Oh, hi.
So
there it
that's
is.
what's going to happen is it's going to start going, it's going to go around the table and chasing this all down. And then it also heals 6. So it's now up to 76 health, which sounds ridiculous. And it is, frankly.
Oh.
Then we look at the ability on the card. So for Berserk, the action is deal 3 damage to each player. So we all take 3 hits.
No, so I'm at 49.
47.
Womp, womp. Wow, this is going to hurt.
So now that you've seen how it moves around the table, I'm going to show you one more thing on this card. If we look at here. So at the top of the list of his abilities, so this doesn't have a colored indicator by it. It says Lure, and that is a new ability that comes into play in this chapter. We can spend, in this case, as level 1 master, we can spend 4 battle or 4 combat to lure it to us. It won't do the damage, it'll just bring it over. So it's like a taunt ability in other games. So let's say it's been sitting on Susan for a while and it keeps pounding against Susan and her life's getting low, we want to save her.
Right.
One of us could then spend the combat to pull it away. Now, in that case, I probably wouldn't want to pull it to myself because if it gets one of the abilities, it goes to the next player. Well, then it just goes right back. But if that was the scenario, we'd probably want to have Mandy taken off of you, and then that way it would go to us before it gets
Happy
back.
birthday to me.
So that's one of the new options that we will have. So we did 3 damage to each player, and then one thing I'll show on this card is the second part of that card. So you can see that this is what we're triggering here. 3 damage to each player. This is the level 2 indicator. It's the same idea as what we have on our card. So this shows that my channel ability is actually level 1 here. That level 2 means that triggers when the master levels up to level 2, which will happen as soon as 3 of those mastery cards come out. So we resolved that. Now I get to play my turn.
Wow.
All right, I've got my kitty cat. I've got 1 action, which is unfortunate because I have my blazing staff, which if I have 2 or more actions in play, I get to draw a card. My deck is going to focus as best possible on actions. The wizard feeds very well into actions. So I've got 5 damage, possibly 6, 2 to spend, possibly 3. The kitty cat gives me some flexibility.
And what are you going for? More actions, you were saying, right?
Actions, we would like Susan, our cleric, to get the Imperial faction, if possible, because Imperial faction does do a lot of healing, so ideally that goes to the cleric. And cleric plays well with champions, so these I think we want
to keep
for Susan.
Yeah, I would like to take that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you need it, I mean,
we're 3 to spend.
Yeah, you need to. You can't just
leave it. That in play.
And then it doesn't hurt if everyone has a couple of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, no, I definitely think that's a smart way to go.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to grab the Orc Grunt for 3. So with the 3 cost, that would be 2 gold and 1 from my cat familiar.
I'm not too unhappy with what came out.
Discarded.
Yeah. So.
That leaves me 5 combat, and that's going to go straight to the master.
Take that.
Taking 5 down to 71.
Down to a lowly 71.
Yeah, 71.
Practically dead.
Right. Now, if I had any minions in my area, I wouldn't be able to do that. So this is the same concept as in the first teach and play that we had done. If you have minions in your area, you have to deal with them because you're distracted by what they're doing. Now, the exception is, now that you've seen that we've leveled up, we all have some abilities. My Explosive Fireball, your Bless the Flock, and your Lift ability are all focus. Focus means that you can actually target beyond your area, even if you do have minions in your area. So it gives you more flexibility. That is me. My kitty cat stays in play. I discard that.
Show me my fate.
All right. Over to you will be Infected Slash.
Oh no.
Oh no. Sorry, it took a minute to realize what just got
Not that anybody knows what this means, but okay, so here we have Infected Slash. First thing to note is on the opposite side of the card, that is clear, which means it will be the master's favorited or favored ability. I'll get to that in a second. And then on that card, If there is no infected player, you are infected.
No.
Leave this in front of you for the rest of the adventure. If you get defeated, but there are other players left, immediately go to Chapter 8. And then deal 4 damage to the infected player, unless they or a player nearby to them reveals a wild card in their hand. A wild meaning wild faction.
That's not going to happen.
Now, before we do that, the first thing you resolve is the color, which is
his preferred skill is red.
Yeah, it is.
Which is 7 damage.
He's a maddened boar. Of course, it's red.
7.
And 7 damage.
Wait, and then plus.
And then
that is now in front of you permanently.
Get another 4.
Susan is now infected and 4.
Ooh.
So if any of us had, like I just purchased this green card, that up here, that indicates the wild faction with that green paw symbol. That card says that if the player or anybody nearby, so for Susan that would be both Mandy and I, can reveal one of those cards in their hands, that gets avoided. But we just started, so it'll be a couple turns before that gets cycled back into my hand.
And there's not a lot of green.
And there's none
right
up there, so we might have to be healing the cleric.
We'll
see.
And we need the cleric.
We'll see.
Well, on the plus side of things, I didn't have to discard any cards.
You
so
didn't. You get to
I'll
play your
look
whole
on the
hand.
bright
That's
side
always
of
nice.
life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so I do have a follower.
Okay.
And I have some choices.
All right.
The one thing I will take without any choice is 3 health
Okay.
from my ever-burning candle.
You're not going to heal others?
I just
I'm
took it to
kidding.
the
I'm
face.
kidding. I'm kidding.
That's very specific.
I got some infection. All right.
Doctor, heal thyself.
Yes, indeed. All right, so I could potentially have up to 5 money.
Okay, so these ones, well, this is a 4.
Yeah.
The
So you've got
champion.
a champion from the Imperial faction for 4.
And it gives
Oh,
you
that's kinda
3
nice.
hits or 4 health.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll take him. That leaves me with 1 money left
so let's
over.
see what comes up, because there's nothing in anyway now. And no, that's a
7.
7.
Okay, so this is getting to be a bit of a tricky market already because we've got
Time.
6, 6, and 7. We'll have to try and get those as quickly as we can because otherwise it can kind of lock us down. So might need to start getting some money. Maybe that'll be my next play. That's a long ways away.
But wait,
Yeah.
I'm not done my turn.
But wait, there's more.
There's one.
I have a whole 1 damage. To...
Ding!
Yes!
Down to 70.
70.
Woohoo.
All right.
All right, that's you.
That's me.
Okay. Oh boy.
Choose your fate.
All right. Well, that's not terrible, but not great. Mastery.
All right, so this is one of the
Oh.
first mastery cards that
Yes.
trigger the level up of the master, which hopefully we will avoid. So we'll just put the
Where there? Okay. I
Yep.
wasn't sure if it went to off screen.
Trigger in yellow.
Oh, and what does that?
This moves to the next player area. Tag.
Oh, but wait for it.
You're it.
It
And
heals
it heals
6.
6, back up to 76.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like we didn't do a thing.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay, well, I didn't lose any health. That's something.
Yep.
Still have my health. All right. So let's play these out here so we can see what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. All right, let's do that. So, I got some monies. That's always nice. Ooh, deal 4 damage to target minion in a nearby area.
Yeah, so that's minion.
Unfortunate.
And
But
right
it's
now,
a minion, yes.
we only have the master in play. There are no minions out.
Well, then I guess that's useless. But it has money. So I have 2, 3, 4 monies.
Mhm.
And then for damage, I have 3, 4, plus another 2 because I have another knife in play. So that's 6.
yes.
Now, one thing I will show this
Yes,
combination.
please.
I had pointed this out in the first teach and play, but this is worth pointing out again because I know these cards sometimes
I know
throw
exactly
people
what
off.
he's going to talk
Yeah.
about. Yeah, the whole...
Technically, cards get played one at a time.
Right.
So if you look at the throwing knife in the Thieves deck, it says it does 1 damage plus 2 for each knife that you have already played this turn. So if you had 2 of these, what would happen is the first one played does 1 damage. The next one played does 1 damage plus another 2. But I know some people think, well, that one plays
Right.
1 plus 2 for that knife, and this
Right.
one 1 plus 2 for that knife. You have to look at them playing them individually. So in this case, Mandy would play the smaller knife first for 1,
Right.
and then the larger one for another 3 plus 2
Right.
for a total of 6.
So that's why I explain it that way. But yes, that's
Yeah.
so you can see how it progresses.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, so we'll do 6 hits. That's
6.
pretty straightforward.
Back down to
Yes.
70. Huzzah!
So we're just I'm gonna clear this just so it's out of the way.
Yep.
Okay, so no one's confused. And 4 monies. Well, I definitely think I need to take that Necros faction.
I like it.
I think it's good. So, and it's worth 3. I got 1 more, so perhaps. Yeah, no, it's
So
2,
close.
which is so close.
But it's a green,
But
which
it's
is
green.
good.
Yes, which I
Yeah.
want, so that
Yeah.
the wilds are great. So that will. Boop, boop, boop,
All right.
boop. That is bye-bye.
Yeah, the Necros are the red faction. Same thing in Star Realms. The red faction, great at culling cards from your deck.
Yeah.
Good way to thin out the deck. Okay, so it's over to me.
That is the end of my turn.
What do we got? We have a Clever Fox. This is
Clever
a
Fox.
new one to show you. Oh, there's the Clever Fox.
Oh boy.
Now, this is a new term as well. So, it's not just called a Clever Fox, it actually has the keyword clever on it. And what this means is that it can't be attacked or targeted by players in other areas. So this will be in my area, and I am the only one that can deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
But first off, blue. What is the blue ability for the boar?
This moves to the next player's area. Stun all champions there.
Ah, my
Oh,
kitty
no,
cat.
the
and there's a
kitty.
4 hit. 4.
My kitty cat. Right in my kitty's face.
Oh, that's
All right.
not good.
So, stun all champions and 4 damage to me. Back down to 43.
Okay, not terrible. Not terrible.
And the Clever Fox will then also trigger, doing another 3 down to 40.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What can I do about this? Maybe something.
Oh, okay.
First off, I have my Arcane Wand. That was one of the things that I got to upgrade. That is my class-specific treasure that I found doing the first campaign box. Lets me draw a card, and whenever I play an action for the rest of the turn, I gain 1 combat. There's an action. The only action in my hand does 2 damage, plus the 1 is 3, and that's exactly what I need to get rid of the fox.
Perfect.
Thank you for that extra 1. That's perfect. And that'll go there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's those dealt with. And that leaves me with 4 to spend, plus a 1 coin discount on an action. This is awkward.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're trying to save these.
Yeah.
And there's another wild. I mean, that's really what you're looking at. Could potentially also get some money.
Yeah. I'd like some of those to go to Susan because,
Mm-hmm.
but we can't save everything for Susan, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I should take that. I get it 1 cheaper. You okay with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so I get that 1 cheaper. So that will only cost me 1 instead of 2.
That's 3.
And that leaves me 3 to spend.
There you go.
I'll take a bribe.
Yes.
As I do.
Yes, I will.
As I do. All right, that is me.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. First off, our color is yellow.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yellow. This moves to the next player area. Tag,
Wow.
you're it.
Oh.
And heal
Why?
6, it's back to 76.
Seriously, it's like all this give and take.
All right. This is also a new card. This is
Okay.
called Roar. Each player discards a card.
Dope.
Really though.
So, the boar roars, scares us into dropping cards. There's your roar. There we go. There's your roar card. And again, that has one of those over here. There we go. The level 2 abilities on the bottom. But again, won't trigger until the board levels up to level 2.
Well, it's
So each player discards a card.
this is not particularly useful. So
you
we'll
want
get
me
that. Bye-bye knife.
And can you show me a green?
Yes. You have a green.
Because otherwise I take.
Oh,
You don't.
I cannot, and I'm the
And
only one
I
who hasn't.
don't have any.
Now, does that take
Why
out my
are you
guard?
taking
Because
Is the
of
infected flash?
she just wanted to see if you had one.
Yeah. Don't
it?
I
That's only if an infected card comes out.
take- perfect.
Yeah, you
Oh,
drew
alright.
you're
roar.
good.
It's only
Yeah.
if the infected slashes come out that it'll
Okay.
trigger that again.
Okay.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
thought I had to suffer that every round.
No, it's only when the infect. So let's say Mandy draws the next infected slash. That triggers on you,
Yeah.
right? That's like a
Yeah.
timer in the deck against you.
Yeah.
But that's only if those cards
Just
come
doing a check.
I am
Doing
so
it.
good with that.
out.
All right, so I've got another follower. I've got a spiked mace, and I've got a couple of pennies.
All right.
Alright.
So let's do the damage first. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6.
Very nice.
Right. Okay.
And you have nothing stopping you here, so that goes straight to the master.
Mhm.
Guess what?
Back to 70.
Back to 70.
All right.
These were consistent.
And
2 to spend.
2 to spend.
Can I interest you in a recruit?
Sold.
Oh, look at that.
Done.
Nice. There we
Thank
go.
you. That is me.
That's it. All right. All right, here we go. Let's see.
I'm sure this will be a good one, right?
Warty Toad.
Mm.
It's a minion. If you have any champions, stun the one with the highest shield value. Otherwise, this hops to the next area with champions if there is one.
To the next area with champions?
With champions, excuse me.
Which will be over here.
Wow, you're just getting all the good cards. And it's red, so
okay,
that's what's going to
so
trigger.
red first.
Yes.
7 damage.
Wow.
Okay, so that's -2.
Yep.
So nice parting gift.
so let's...
Sure, let's
yeah.
resolve
So
this.
technically we resolve the red first, which is in... you're not taking 7.
Why?
You didn't take 7, did you?
I did.
Because
that's
it's
me.
actually in Susan's
That's right,
area.
I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So the
You're
order
welcome.
is you resolve the color of the ability first.
I forgot this
And
one.
because the boar is sitting in front of our cleric, the cleric takes 7. 2 of it goes to the followers.
See, I was only thinking of you, Susan, by taking the damage.
She was trying to just step in front of the bullet. Then we look at the ability on the card. So now that we're looking at the ability on the card, there aren't actually any champions in play because they were taken out by that ability. So it stays there.
Oh, well, there you go.
Now, if those champions were still there, the toad would then hop over here. It wouldn't take out any champions because that was the first part of this ability. But on Susan's
Still
next
there.
turn, then that would resolve and remove any champions. But right now, that's sitting in front of you.
All right, well, it's been used, so to speak. So just for my purposes,
Yep.
let's do that so
Yep.
we can know that it's been addressed.
You got it. But it's also a distraction for Mandy at this point because she won't be able to hit anywhere outside that while that is in her area.
Ugh. All right, well, I've got all the monies. Well, not a lot, but I have some.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5 money. All right. Ooh, that Nature's Bounty looks delightful.
It does.
4 coins. Ooh, I think I might have to.
Yep.
And then
Nice.
Getting some more
Do
greens in
have-
play is good.
one more.
Buy me some medicine.
Oh, there's a 1.
Hmm.
Ooh, it's an action, but
It's
yeah.
an action and it's
Yeah.
Imperial.
And it's a lot of,
Technically,
yeah. We should leave it for you. If
We
it,
want that
yeah,
ability to
that's,
trigger.
I think that's really good.
So what we're looking at, just so you can see where we're at strategy wise. So here's taxation. It only costs 1. The strongest part of this card is the faction ability at the bottom, the heal 6. And because we want our cleric to try and build towards that Imperial faction, even though Mandy can afford it, I think it's best we leave it there
Yeah.
and let Susan
Needs
get
to be a
it
little-
so that she can trigger that
Some
secondary ability.
strategies.
Yeah. Hopefully that works
Be
out.
strategic.
If anybody disagrees with that strategy, by all means, let us know.
I'm sure people
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So that is you done.
I am.
So that's going to
finished.
refresh.
Thank you.
And next up we have
Ooh, that's good.
Berserk again. So you've seen this card. It's going to be blue first.
Okay, what's up?
This moves to the next player area, stun all champions there, and 4 damage as well.
Oh, hi.
Okay, so that
Okay.
moves to you.
So now I get
No champions need
4
to worry
big
about.
ones,
but
though.
4 damage, yes.
So we'll go down to 45.
Then 3 damage to each player.
Oh, more like 42.
Already. And I'm down to 37.
Oh, wow. That's definitely low. Oh, yeah, and you're both in the 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Let's
right.
Step it up there.
So over to me. I've got some money. Got a kitty cat. I have 1 action, which is awkward. If I had another action, oh, actually no. This one lets me get actions cheaper. So I have 3, 4, 5, potentially 6, and a discount on actions. Well then, I think I have to get rid of one of these high cost ones.
Yeah, if you can.
Pure money, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can't quite get that
There's one on
that
the
champion for 7, but.
Alright, for 6.
Yeah, I think I'll grab Smash and
That
Grab, which costs 6, but it's going to cost me 1 less. So that only costs me 5. 3, 4,
There's a
5.
wild for 1.
Hmm.
Pretty nice.
What are you thinking? Do you want me to grab that wild, or would you like it? As the 1 is coming from my cat familiar, and
Right.
with the flexibility, I could use it for health. I could use it for combat.
I wouldn't mind getting a green in my deck.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably
So
a good
I think
idea.
what I'll do is 1 combat right now. It would put us the right side of 70. It started with 70. It's still at 70. We could get to the winning side at 69. But I think some healing might be good.
Yeah, I think we need to focus on that. We're not going to make it.
And I'm going to be greedy and give it to myself.
Do.
All right.
All
I'm
right.
back to 38. That is me. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Here you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a mastery card.
All right.
This is not good. Maybe we need to start using my abilities.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a red mastery card, so that's 7 damage
To
to
you.
Mandy.
So remember,
like,
because this bounces
oh.
around, that is going to trigger to whoever it is currently sitting in front of.
Exactly. So that's going to be 35. Wow, that's not good. Well, at least we're together.
All right, so we've got
Forever.
2 mastery cards. Third mastery card, and it levels up to level 2,
Okay.
which I'll tell you right now, it does not get any easier. That is for
So
certain.
I'm thinking we might want to
Yeah.
try to use my ability, which allows us to.
Which was great in a 2-player game because
Yeah.
every second turn you got to trigger
Right.
that, right? But now in a
Now,
3-player, it's once every
Throws
third
it
turn.
off. Yeah.
All right, so I've got a decent selection of money
Oh,
and
wow,
heals.
you do.
So
By all the things.
I am going to tell you to take the 5,
Thank you.
and I'll take the 6. I don't have any champions in play, but
Mhm.
that is 42. And that still leaves me with 5 monies.
Oh, that's still
Nice.
pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you've got.
All
Well,
right.
You've got that wild over there. Then you also have this for 2,
Yeah, so you've got
and that for 1.
2 in the Imperial faction at
Yeah.
2 and 1, and then you have that wild as well. Where would you like to start? Get another champion into your deck that's also Imperial.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a
so
good
And
that's-
then
place.
it can
That's
fill.
costing you 2.
That's 2.
There you go. Oh, yeah, that's an 8. That's
Okay.
not an option.
So where would you like to go next? Taxation or Spark? Stick with the Imperial.
Oh, yeah,
Or
well,
gets-
that's pretty big.
Yeah,
is.
that is. That
Which
is.
is
Let's
nice.
do that.
You can afford both, but
Yeah.
let's see
Yeah.
what comes up next.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
that's out of reach. So what are you at right now? Down to 2?
I have 2 more.
Okay, so that's
let's do that.
costing
And
you
maybe
1.
This might be a 1. No, it's a 2.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Hey,
Decent
that's
haul,
still-
though.
Yeah,
Yep, you got
decent
some good
amount of
cards in play there.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, no more damage, please. I can't handle it. All right. Infected /
No.
Row.
So go through the whole card so they can
Yes,
see how the
I
interaction
shall.
works here.
So if no player is infected, you are infected. Well, lucky for me. Susan's infected. Oh my goodness. Okay. Deal 4 damage to the infected player unless they or another player nearby them reveals a wild card in their hand. I actually have.
Dun,
Oh,
dun, dun,
there you go.
Nice.
I get to heal the cleric. Woohoo! So just by showing a wild card, that green faction,
Yep.
we're good.
I feel better.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's take a look at that actually. So anything else with this one, or do I need to now?
Nope, that's it.
Perfect. And blue.
But the blue would trigger
Yes.
first. Yeah.
So it's just like we'll do that. This moves to the next player area. Stun all champions there.
My kitty cat again.
4 hits.
And 4 to my face is 39.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, and this is gonna happen too, I guess. All right. 40 Toad.
Yep.
If you have any champions, stun the one with the highest shield value.
Yep.
Otherwise, this hops to the next area with champions if there is one.
And there isn't.
There isn't, so,
So that still stays there.
that's-
Which is fine. It's not
Sure.
doing anything
it's not
bad right
exactly. Right now.
now. Right now.
Dot, dot, dot.
Right now. So that's
All right.
gone.
This is gone. All
Nope.
right. No, this is gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bye bye. You stay. All right. Let's see. Maybe I have something good. Maybe. Let's take a gander here now. Hold the phone. Mm-hmm.
You should have some good combat because you were all money last.
Which
time.
is yes and no. I just don't have anything that triggers yet.
Okay.
Which is unfortunate, but yes, I do have some, which is good. Okay, so let's I'm gonna throw the money over here. And for me, I need to see it out on the table. Yes, I will trigger them in the order they're supposed to happen.
Yep.
But I do need to see it. All right, so money we can deal with shortly. I don't have another knife, so this is literally a value of 1.
Yep.
Oh, this is also money. Well, never you mind. That is a lot of money.
Hmm.
And so I have a total of, and says
Come on,
you may
big money.
sacrifice a card in your hand or discard pile.
And you don't have a discard pile right now.
Oh.
Yeah, or your hand.
Yep. So it could come from hand. So let's take a look at what you could
Hmm.
buy.
Well, that's probably a good idea. So right now I have 4, 5, 6, 7 if I keep this.
Ooh.
Oh,
Could get that off the table.
So good. You may, yeah, that's pretty slick. I was hoping, but that's a
Yeah,
little
1 short on that.
Yeah.
You could get the Ogre Mercenary as well for 6, and then trash that or scrap that
Or I
single
can
gold.
get these 2.
You can't get to 8.
Oh, that's right. I have
Yeah,
7.
yeah.
Yes. I'm thinking my
So
mind.
you have 7, but if you
Yeah.
scrap that, you could
I'm
get this one
thinking
for
just
6.
to cycle through, I can get rid of this.
Yeah.
Take the.
Get your
Take
deck a
this
little thinner
7.
and take.
Oh,
it would
sorry,
be
the 6. Excuse me.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's good. So let's go.
And it's a guard, and it
Yes.
does 4 damage.
all the things.
Yep.
All right. So let's do that.
There you
Thank
go.
you. That's gonna go there.
And then that was
But
using your
You
necros
scrap
ability.
this, right?
Sorry, that's gone.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Scrap
Yeah.
that. Here, let's do it here.
Yep.
I'm used to like it's all on camera. Oh. All right, and damage. It's gonna be 5.
All right.
That's it.
Okay. So first off,
Yes.
you have to deal with that toad. So that's gone. That leaves 1.
1.
It's down to 69. It's down to
Sounded so
69.
much better when I just said 5, and then we just split it up.
But it's down to 69. We're on the winning side now.
Oh goodness gracious! And that's my turn. There we go.
All right.
That's it. Yep.
But we did. Well, no. That is your turn. We are
Yes,
done.
I know.
But we
just-
didn't use your
we didn't-
ability.
But then I would not have been able to get that card.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. So what we're talking about here is
Oof.
Mandy's ability of lift, which lets her look at the top card
Yes.
of the master's deck, and if it was a mastery card, we could actually delay the master leveling up.
That's a problem.
Uh,
I forgot about that.
yeah,
So I'm hoping we don't pull it between now and my turn, but the chances are high.
chances are getting there. Yeah. All right. Warty Toad.
Oh, well, you got it now.
Yeah. So first off, we triggered the color yellow. This moves to the next player.
Wow. This thing is
And
jumping
it
all
heals
over the
6. It's back up to 75.
place. You know, I feel like we need
We'll
to...
get there. We're growing. We're practicing our abilities.
Yes.
So next I look at the minion itself, and if I have any champions, I send them with the highest defense. Otherwise, hops to the next player area with champions. If there is one, there isn't, stays here.
Mm-hmm.
And now I get to play. Okay. So I have 2, 4. And with my Ogre Grunt, 6 damage.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's straightforward. Warty
Yeah.
Toad, gone.
Bye.
Nice.
And 2 damage going to, there's nothing else out there.
Nope.
All right, going to the boar,
Mm-hmm.
leaving me 2 to spend. I already have some guild faction in my hand, so I might as well
That'd
get
be
some
a good idea.
intimidation. Start
Mhm.
intimidating that
More
boar.
Guild is coming out, so I can definitely get some of that
My
myself.
Ogre Grunt stays. Over to our cleric.
Alrighty,
All
Roo.
right. We have a roar. The
Okay.
color is red. That's its favored.
Oh, boy.
So that's for 7
Oh.
damage. So down to 35.
Nice.
And roar. Each player discards a card.
Go.
No.
Sorry, guys.
No. Oh,
But-
well, it could be worse.
And on the plus side, we didn't draw the other mastery, so you get to check.
Yes,
Oh,
we can
very
check.
good.
That's
Yes,
very
good
good.
call.
Yes.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah, that is key here, actually. Discarding a
Alright,
card is the
discarding
least of our
card.
issues.
Yeah, if we can delay that level up even just a little bit,
I
it'll
agree.
be great.
All right, no fun synergies here, but I do have either 5 damage or 2 and 4 heals. And something else I'd like to do with these 2 is pull the trigger
Oh, okay.
on my Bless the Flock.
Okay.
So that's all right. That'll be 4 heals for 2 people.
Yeah, we're at the same, so you should heal yourself.
Yeah.
Because ultimately we need you to heal us.
Yeah.
So
And not to be a little greedy, so I'm going to read the Bless the Flock ability out loud, or this is the cleric skill. You and another target player each gain 4 health, and those players' champions each gain +2 defense until the end of your next
So
turn.
you
I'm the
definitely-
only one with
yeah.
a champion, so
that
I
makes
don't
sense.
necessarily want to take. I don't want to suggest I take it for the health, but I am the only one with a
Yeah.
champion, so you could up that defense from 3 to 5
It makes
if I
sense.
take
yeah,
it.
no, it absolutely does.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So given that the fact that I'm going to pull the trigger on that, would you be cool with me doing damage then?
I'd be very cool with doing
Yeah,
damage.
I think at this point we need to
Let's
progress.
give him 5 then.
All right, so he's down to 68.
And my War Mage stays up.
Mhm.
And I'm going to put my skill over him so that I know that's triggered.
Yep.
So take yourself 4 health.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Up to 43. All right. So one thing that we've gotten into the habit of doing with the cleric ability, because it can be very easy to forget, is just lay it across one of the champions that it is affecting. So that way, if you go to remove those champions, sometimes because it'll take a while before it comes
Right.
back around to you, it's easy to forget you've triggered and paid for that ability, and then you just remove your champions without thinking about it. This way, you can't remove that without realizing that skill is still in play.
Mhm.
It's a good reminder.
All right.
Okay.
So before I even do
So-
anything,
Well,
I'll have to get rid of-
unfortunately, you have to do this first,
I know.
and hopefully it's not a mastery card,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She has to trigger
Yeah.
that before she gets to trigger her ability.
Yeah.
I do? Because it says, look at the top card of target master's
But
deck.
technically, you don't have any money yet because you can't play your hand until you pull that card. Rules.
Darn it!
But if it's not there, then the odds are even greater. It's the card after that.
Okay.
Yeah? We're good?
Trample.
All right. I don't mind being trampled.
Well, you might in a minute. Each player stuns one of their champions.
Okay, but first off,
I know. I just had to read it out loud.
Yeah, so-
I'm sorry, but yes, we do.
red ability first.
Which is 7 damage. Good news all around.
Well, I guess that takes care of that anyhow.
Yeah, so
I don't
7
have any-
damage
any-
is going to that
Yeah.
first,
Champions
right?
to
And that's
stun.
why order is very important.
Well,
So,
either way, it's not good.
so how much did that soak up for you?
all of it.
All of it. Okay, so that's great. So you didn't take any
Which
damage.
is
No.
good in
Yeah.
that respect. And
Now.
then, yes, I have no champions, but each player stuns one of their champions.
Okay, so
That's it.
it's just that one. So that's not so bad.
Yeah.
At least he soaked up damage before
Exactly.
being taken out.
Jeez, that's awful. All right, well,
Here's
that's
your shadow self.
Yes, exactly.
all right, I have nothing else in play here.
Nope.
That's been resolved. Now,
Lift.
yes, I just want to make sure I need to make sure I have funds to do this
Yes.
lifting. Wow, this is bad. Okay, well, let's just start with that. So before I play anything else, we'll play the 2.
Okay,
What is required to do this?
I like it.
Little tourney action, pay the 2.
And who are you going to heal?
Oh, yes, I have to heal as well. I forgot. Well, let me
Have
see.
to
So-
get to.
I
Yeah.
get to. Exactly.
So it can't be me because you and I
No.
are not nearby. So
Right.
it would be yourself or Claire.
So you're 43. If you don't mind, I
Makes
will
sense.
take it. So that's going to give me the 41.
Nice.
Not too shabby. And now, pay the 2.
Yep.
Take a little peeky.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Not too bad. Can we disclose this?
Absolutely. You get to look at it. What do you got?
Clever Fox.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
Grand
think,
scheme of things, that's not a bad
no,
card.
I think we should
There
keep
are
it.
many worse things in there.
Yeah.
Really wish that was the next mastery
Me too,
card. It's
but
not going to come back around to you, I
I
don't
we're
think.
gonna
But
leave you right there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Not too shabby. So now I have. Excuse me. I've already spent that, so I have 1. Yeah. Well, that's not going to get used.
Yep.
And but it says deal 4 damage to target minion in a nearby area. I don't
No
think
minions.
anybody. No,
Nope.
that's that. Okay. However, now I have. There we go. So by playing my 1 knife,
Yep.
and then playing my 3, I
Yep.
now get 2 for every additional. So 4, that's 6.
you got it. All right.
Nice.
6 to the
Okay.
master. Down to 62.
Look at that.
Oh,
Progress.
Something. I didn't get any cards this round, but
That's all right. Got some damage.
Yes.
Got some healing. We got to see the next cards.
And nobody say anything about the way we say cards. Apparently, we say curds, and I don't think we say that.
Discard occurred. All right.
It's all started with Rodney. That Rodney.
Okay, here we go. We know what it is. Clever
Ooh,
Fox.
Clever Fox.
Green first.
The player in this area discards a card and 5 damage. So that's me.
Mhm.
Yes.
Sorry.
Right?
It was the
Why,
Clever Fox. He's so smart.
What did the
He
fuck?
picked my pocket and 5 damage as well. So I'm down to 34.
Okay, so again, this is clever, which means only I can target this. And it's going to deal me, so then we look at the minion. Deal me 3 damage. I'm down to 40. All right.
Sorry. Like, these cards are great.
Well, I'm going to start with my Arcane Wand. Lets me draw a card. And for the rest of the turn, every action will gain me combat.
Oh, that's good.
And I have 1 green, 1 blue, so 1 wild, 1 guild faction. So no synergies there. I do have my cat familiar coming into play.
Mhm.
And I have my blazing staff. Do I have 2 more actions? I do. I get to draw another card.
Nice.
Fantastic. There's a gold I didn't have. All right. Well, Elven Gift. I may draw a card. And if I do, discard a card. I
Yeah.
think I'll get rid of that 1 gold that I didn't have. Okay. Well, now. I'm going to go combat first because that's easy to decide.
I'm just going to. Yeah, just a little bit. There we go. See all the goodness.
I'm going to go money first. So I've got 2 potentially 3 to spend. So I want to
Okay.
see what my kitty cat's going to do.
There's
There's a 3.
There's a 3. So,
Okay. So I'm going to use my kitty cat to get the street
There's
thug.
another 2
into
a
my deck.
while, but are you out of monies?
I'm out of money, yeah.
Okay.
So that is that and that. So that leaves me with 5, 7, 10,
Ooh.
plus 1 for each action that I played. 11, 12, 13.
Oh, good
But,
swing.
yeah,
So
very nice.
3 goes to the fox.
So there's still a decent amount going
10
on.
goes here, so down to 52.
Okay,
There
all
we
right, we're
go.
making progress.
That was a swing.
Progress is good.
Huzzah.
Yes. So, finish up.
Kitty cat stays. That's me. Oh god.
Please don't be.
Oh god.
Don't do it.
I'll look at the corner. That's a blue.
Blue.
Okay,
Okay.
that's-
I like the
that's
suspense
solid.
you're doing here.
Thank
So
you.
blue.
So this moves to the next player area. Stun all champions there.
Okay.
And 4 damage.
Four
All right,
damage
so I
to
get
you.
4. All right,
You get
so
to play with the boar for a while.
Yes.
37.
Okay. Nice suspense. And there it is.
Oh,
All
wow.
right.
I was hoping that wouldn't come
I
out.
am so sorry.
Now-
Oh, boy.
I will say that I have seen this done the other way around, but per the rules, you do trigger the ability before you do the level up. So triggering the blue was
Thank
the right move
goodness.
first.
Yes.
Then you look at triggering the level 3. That now flips to the
Oh,
other side.
I was waiting.
And then these go back into the discard pile. But from now on,
Ooh.
any mastery cards we pull will still get set aside. It cannot level up any further, but that basically starts thinning out the master's deck, and it's going to get stronger because these mastery cards don't have any additional abilities, right? So once it's leveled up and those come out, then this deck gets stronger.
I see double digits.
Yeah, these
Ugh.
are some very scary abilities on the level
Brutal.
2 side. There are some other master cards that allow the master to draw 2 cards on their turn
Mhm.
once they're level 2. This one is still only drawing 1 card,
Not bad.
but that does not mean this is not a punishing side. These abilities get pretty strong.
Killer.
Yeah. Okay, so this is still over to you.
Alrighty, I have a weak sauce hand, especially now that I'm down a card. But I do have a follower with 3 damage.
Okay. And that's
Okay,
okay.
so- okay.
That's
There's
all I've
nothing
got for
else.
combat.
Yep.
Better than I
Okay,
did
that's
last
that's
turn.
fine. So down to 49.
Yeah.
We're,
Right.
we're working on it.
I have 3 money.
Okay. 3 money.
in there.
You do have a green. So you've got a recruit or an elven gift.
Okay.
You've got a few champions that have come into your deck, so that might
Yeah.
make that a
Yeah.
bit stronger.
Or alternately, I could
True.
Hmm.
pull
Bless
the
the
trigger
flock.
on that.
Yeah.
Right.
Healing you and I and making our champions stronger.
I think I'd like to do that
Yeah.
instead.
Okay.
I
So
don't mind
I'm
that.
going to take the 3 from here, bringing it up to 37.
Mhm.
Okay.
And now both of us will take an additional 4,
Okay. Thank you.
bringing it to 41.
Okay, that's good.
And everyone gets, or you and I get +2.
Okay. Sounds
And
good.
That is my turn.
Perfect.
Who got +2?
You
did. Okay.
My cat familiar.
No,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's boosting the strength,
Oh, yes,
the
that's
defense of the
Yeah.
champions.
They're pretty weak, but it's
It's 2
better.
more,
right.
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
And plus healing us at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Woo.
Cleric doing the cleric things.
Trample. Action. Oh, and that's right. We're on the second side now.
Oh
So
dear.
We are.
instead, stun each player's highest level champion.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's look at the green.
Yes.
Because that might we might
No,
be able
sure,
to use
sure.
these first.
I have a tendency. I like to read the card so I know what's coming.
Yep.
And then come back to this. But I know we will action this first.
Yep.
The player in this area discards 2 cards. Oh, and wait for
Oh.
it. I take a whopping 10 on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. The level 2 is not
Fair
good.
enough.
We need to be quick about this now.
Okay, well, let me see now. Maybe I need some cards, so I think I'm going to just discard these 2. So I'm discarding a money and this because I don't have the other knife, so
Yep.
it's not great.
Sounds good.
And, oh my goodness, 10. Son of a gun.
Ouch.
27.
All right. We need to get you some healing.
All right,
So now-
that's been, no, and instead stun each player's highest level champion.
All right. So both
And
of our
I don't
champions
have
are done.
any.
That was money well wasted.
We still healed, right? It wasn't for
Yes,
nothing.
that's
We did
true.
still heal.
That's
Yeah.
true.
No, I
Which,
need
as you
some
can
of the
see,
healing.
the
Woo.
healing is very important now.
All right, well, let's play my 3 cards.
And I'm just going to show this once more because now that is a level 2 ability that has triggered. So this is the trample card, and you can see in the bottom corner here that it's that level 2 ability. So instead of the top one, we are triggering level 2 abilities now that are obviously a little bit more painful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I do not have another card to trigger the second ability on this, but I have 4, 5, 6. I don't really think it's necessary. Well, I could actually use this to heal.
To heal, and if there is a very punishing card,
and then
there,
that'll leave me
get rid of
with
it.
4. I just want to make sure that I can actually buy something. So I can either buy this straight up, or I can buy this and then see what comes out.
So you've got 4 or 6, eh?
Yeah, it would depend on.
So right now the 6 isn't doing you any good. Yeah.
No.
Getting you a champion, not a bad thing. You
Yeah.
could start with that.
Let's see how that goes. Yeah.
But I do think that 2 should be spent on that because you need healing.
Oh no, like
Right.
it's
This is
especially if
nice,
this continues to
but
stay in front of
that's-
me.
yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
But, well, I can always do this first.
Yeah.
And
Either
just
way.
to see. Well, either way, and then I'd be
Yeah.
exactly kind of
Yeah.
set myself up.
Sure.
So let's just put that aside here. So that's the 2. So now we'll just do that with
Yeah.
my lift. I take 6, so 33.
You don't want to give it to us?
Nope, because I don't want to die next turn.
We don't want you to either. All right.
And
And
now
then-
we get to see. So it is Creeper Vines. The group must sacrifice 1 ability card and 1 skill card.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Scrap that.
That's
So,
a I love.
oh man, okay, so that's a good
So
card
it's
to
actually
see.
good we
Yeah.
checked.
So Creeper Vines, oh my.
What?
This is a
Nice.
very punishing
That's so
card.
bad.
So first off, it would trigger its favored ability, which is bad enough. But the ability on this card is, as Mandy said, group must sacrifice 1 ability card and 1 skill card. And that's our specialties here. Like my explosive fireball, that is an ability. Or Susan's Bless the Flock, that is a skill. We have to, as a group, remove 1 skill and 1 ability. I don't mind if we discard this.
No, that needs to go.
All right. And there's the beauty of that lift
Yes.
ability. You can see what's coming and decide whether it stays or goes.
Pretty darn good. So then that leaves me with 4.
I'm going to say one more
Yes,
thing as
please.
well. Just keep in mind, though, when you're triggering abilities like that, you must be able to target the master. If Mandy had any minions in front of her, she would not be able to target the master before getting rid of those. So,
For this one here.
oh, but you're
No,
focused.
I'm focused.
You're focused. Even
Yes.
better, yes. The basic ability
Right,
could not do
yes.
that, but yes, the focused ability
So
can.
this makes me very happy.
Even better.
Exactly. So 4, I will take that.
Okay.
And let's do this. Here we go.
All right.
And that is my turn.
Very good. Well, I'm glad we got rid of those creeper vines
Yeah,
because
that's
that's
the
not
problem.
good.
I would agree.
No bueno. What do we got? Clever Fox. All Clever Foxes are
You are
coming to
getting
me.
them
Yeah.
all.
Okay, so first off is red.
All right.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Remember how I said double digits? Yeah, 14.
14.
To me!
Yeah, it's sitting in front of Mandy still.
That's so bad. All right, so 10. Wait.
Yep.
15. Hold on. I gotta do the math.
You got
here.
this.
21. No.
19.
19.
You got it.
Close enough.
All right. And then Clever Fox trigger is doing, oh no, 3 to me.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
I know. Okay. Ooh, I've got 2 guild faction cards. That's probably exciting. All right. Actually, I'm money and ooh. Okay. Wow.
Ooh.
So I've got woo.
Felt that.
As I said, if I get too excited, I enjoy this game. Okay, so we have got a bribe and smash and grab. So the ability on smash and grab without being triggered through the guild faction is I may put a card from my discard pile on top of my deck, which is fantastic.
That's really good.
On top of my deck, eh? That's good. A champion is tempting, but champions are getting removed too easily in this
Yeah,
one.
there's too many things that stun them, remove them. Yeah.
I'm tempted to put a wild faction on top of my deck just in case, because I'll know what's in my next
Right.
hand. So
Just
in case that
yeah, I
triggers,
agree.
it'll be there for a full round. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do.
Mhm,
Just
that's
try and
wise.
help you a little bit there. Okay. So that's on that one. Then on the bribe, as the guild faction ability, I can put the next action I acquire this turn on top of
Oh,
my deck
nice.
as well.
That's good.
And I've got 3, 4, 5, 6 to spend and a discount on an action. I could just take that and put it on top of my deck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking that.
Then to too many more reds after that because I need red. No, that's a good one because
Yeah.
it's like crazy damage. No. You just take it.
And it goes right into my hand next turn.
Yeah,
No, it makes
that's
sense.
beautiful.
Okay,
Totally
so
makes
that's
sense.
only costing me 5.
Oh, there's my favorite card.
Leaves me 1.
Nice.
So nothing I can do with the 1 on top of my deck. That's fantastic. And I still have 6 damage, so bye-bye, Clever Fox,
Mhm.
and 3 to the master, down to
Nice.
46.
That's something. Yeah.
I'm happy with this turn.
All right.
All right.
And here you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Green is the color.
The player in this area
Oh,
discards 2 cards. Oh, and I lose 10.
Oh
Oh,
no!
we might be dead very shortly.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I might be dead. Let's
Oh,
get that
no.
clear. All right, so let's see. I get to do. Oh man, that's what I had a really good
I'm
hand.
sorry.
I know it's not your fault. Okay, you know what? So I guess we'll have to say bye bye to these 2. So again, before I say that, yeah, I don't have the matching knife, and 2 money, and 10 is green, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am at 9.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's a.
Now, this is where it would have actually been tempting to
Right.
pull that off of Mandy using the lure ability. But remember,
True.
level 1 lure cost 4 combat.
It's double.
Now it's 8. And I did not have enough to do the fox first because I'd have to get rid of the fox
Right.
to be able to lure the boar over. So I
That's
didn't have enough to
doozy.
do both, unfortunately. But I would have liked to have done that. Now, it's Susan's turn. If she had the combat, she could. But if any of those trigger going to the next player, it just goes right back to Mandy. So at this point, we're almost better off waiting and hoping it comes
Yeah.
back
It's
to me
I just
instead.
need to heal so I don't die.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the green ability, and
And
it
it
was a
was a
mastery
mastery.
card, so
Ah.
there is no other effect.
Right.
But that does not go back into the discard. So the master's deck starts to thin out and get
Right.
a little stronger.
All right. I am. Darn it! I've got that 6, but no synergies to
just
Just
bring
the
it.
one Imperial faction.
Oh boy.
All right, so I've got 3 combat.
Okay. Is that total?
Yes.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
so down to 43.
Yes. Mandy, take 5.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
I needed 14.
And so I've got 3 money.
I'm
I could-
actually,
yeah.
because Mandy's at 14, and 14
Yeah.
is how much damage this does. We
Okay.
need to at least get her
Just
above,
above
that,
that, yeah.
just in
So
case.
take one more.
Take 4, actually.
4. Okay, so
Yeah.
18.
And what are
Thank
you at?
At least
You're
it covers me.
41. I'm 41.
You only do
It's
one
me
and you.
and another champion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
okay. So you
yeah, it would
take-
have to
yeah.
be you two.
All right. Well, at least
Okay.
I'm covered if something wackadoo comes out.
That left you 1?
1.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah,
is the
there's
cheapest.
nothing, eh?
Okay.
Yeah.
And don't forget your resurrect as well. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. But it's conditional because I can only bring back a champion that was stunned during my last
Yeah,
turn.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Are
So-
these ones all in play?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just slide. Oh, okay. It's in front. Oh, thought we couldn't see it at first. No, we're good. That's good.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, well, that actually could be much worse. This moves to the next player.
Okay.
And 12 health.
12 healing.
Yeah.
Papers.
55. Okay.
Well, that's better. And I have to discard a card.
But you're still alive.
Oh,
Woo!
yeah. But I already discarded
Still alive
one.
and away from the boar as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad.
On our last play, Susan actually ended up with a turn, 0 cards.
Yeah.
Her turn was, okay, I'm done. That was fun.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
I don't think I said it quite that gracefully.
No, maybe not. Maybe not.
I have to discard, so I'm discarding this one, even though it gives 4 damage to target minion in the nearby area. It's because I need to.
Sure. Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
more sense. So I have a total of 8, and then you may discard a card in your hand or discard pile, which I will do in a moment. But I have 8
Sacrifice. Yeah.
total, so that's gonna go.
Yep.
All right.
2
For
there.
2, so that's gonna be 6.
I was gonna say with 8, did you want to lure over the Madden book?
Yeah,
No,
now
okay.
it's looking a little dire
Good.
over here.
All right,
and,
so down to
so
49.
I will just trash, right? Sacrifice.
Yeah,
So yeah,
sacrifice,
it's gone. So we'll do one of these. Put you over there, and that's my turn.
All right.
Sad, but
No, and
Oh.
you've got a champion here.
champion.
A
I
very
always do
strong
that.
champion. Yeah,
I
keep
feel
him
like
in
this
play.
needs to be highlighted. Seriously, I have a tendency to
Oh,
forget.
just look at that. Look at the shields and know that's
Oh,
protecting you.
I do
And I
that
should
all the
look.
time,
Actually,
too.
I should just look at the picture. Champion.
Okay,
But yes. I do
so
choose to
here
do
we
that.
go.
So actually, that's good for everybody watching. be cognizant of the titles because I do have
Yeah.
a tendency to just shuffle them back in.
Yeah, anything with those shields on the bottom, those are there to protect you. So it is very tempting that when you're done your turn, to scoop them all up, but make sure you keep those in play because you paid for them and they're there to protect you.
Exactly.
All right. Thandar's finest. That's what they are. They're there to protect you. So we've got a mastery card. So that's not so bad. It's doing its favorite ability, which in this case is moves to the next player area.
Wow.
Stuns all champions there, but it's
wow.
the weakest one. It's going over here.
That's
and
right.
it does 7 damage.
Okay, well.
But mastery card, that is the
Oh,
only thing that
horrific.
triggers there, so that's fine. Over to me.
Wow.
I get to play. So I've got 1 to spend.
I don't even think there is anything.
You can't
But
get
that
hand
means I'm
candy.
doing damage.
Okay, well,
so
that's good.
I can sacrifice a card in the hand or discard pile. I don't have a discard pile, but I have 1 gold sitting here doing
Oh,
nothing.
sweet.
So
yes,
that's
perfect. All
that's
right.
I don't mind that at all. And then I've got an orc grunt champion, so he's going to stay in play.
Nice.
But he's going to do 2 damage. So 2, 4, 6, and 8 will be 14 damage to the boar.
Beautiful.
Ah!
Yep, that's yours.
That's mine.
You
yes.
keep that.
I thought you
Yep,
said
I'm doing
Borg. I'm like, what?
No,
you can give it to me?
to the boar. The boar.
not
Yes.
so
Yeah,
Borg,
yeah.
not
8, 10,
Borg.
12, 14. 14. So
I thought
we're
he
down
had. I was like,
to
what? I can get rid of it?
35.
He's at half strength. We can do this.
Half strength. You got it. All right. And I've got the champion in play. Fantastic. Good.
What am I saying? Wait, the Borg's my champion.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Why would I get rid of my champion?
You won't.
I'm just so used to having stuff here that's killing me slowly. And
Yeah.
I'm like, get rid of it. Oh, wait, no, that's good.
Well, speaking of killing slowly,
Oh, boy.
this is killing quickly because
Yeah.
it's a red. So I take 14. Yeah. And it's an unnatural fog, which
Uh-oh.
means I can't play more than 4 cards each turn.
Oh.
And when I have 2 cards of the same faction in your area or a nearby player does, clear this hazard.
Okay.
Cleared.
Ah, nice.
Oh, perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
because I was going to say I certainly wouldn't have
So,
done that. No, that's good. I don't.
no, we might not have had it in our
No,
last play.
I don't think
So
so.
there's unnatural fog, and this will stay in play for the player that drew it until somebody, either that player or nearby that player, plays 2 cards of the same faction. And until that happens, they can only play 4 cards each turn. But Susan's got 3 cards from the Imperial faction, so as soon as 2 of those cards come out, then that gets removed.
Okay.
All right, so I'm all about the money and the heals.
Okay, that's great.
Although
Yay,
I do,
cleric.
Yeah.
Thematically correct. All right.
Totally makes sense.
Give me your time. All right, let's do this one first. So 3 damage and target opponent discards a card.
Okay, so target opponent that discards a card, normally in player versus player, means your target opponent would just discard a card from hand. When you're playing in the campaign deck, that means that that player gets to look at the top card of the deck, similar to Mandy's ability, and decide whether or not they want to discard it. Now, you still need to be able to, again, target the master to be able to do that. And right now, there's nothing blocking you, and there are no guards in front of the champion, the master. So you are clear to do that.
All right, and our top card is an infected slash.
I cannot stop it.
I'm trying to.
4
Do you
isn't
have
the
your green?
worst.
I do.
You do.
Okay.
So we can actually stop that. So we're
Okay.
good with that on
So
top of the
That
deck.
is
good.
beautiful.
But
Yeah.
even if we couldn't stop it, yeah, like you said, 4 damage, that's like a day at the park. Right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, the way this is going.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's cleared.
Okay.
That's been actioned. So,
Did we cover the? We haven't covered the damage from that, though, did we?
oh no, we didn't.
Okay.
No.
So
So-
3 damage.
Okay.
I think that's all that. Yeah, because you said you're using healing and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'll take the 3 damage.
Okay.
Okay. So damage is dealt with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, health-wise, well, there's a number of different ways I could
Mhm.
split this. So I could either take a money or gain a health for each champion I have in play, and that's 2 champions.
So let's look at your money first and
Yeah.
see which way you want to go and
You
see
might
what you
not
can
be able to,
afford. So
yeah.
what is your money flexibility here?
2, 3, 4, 5.
Potentially 5. So does 5 make a difference?
Just green.
There is, or for 4 you could take both of
those
those,
two.
which gets you more healing in your deck.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 then, and then I'll take the healing.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's do
So
one
I'll give you
first.
this one first,
Okay.
just to see what comes up. Okay, doesn't make a difference. Elven gift.
Perfect.
That's your 4 money.
Okay, so now for healing, I have 3, 4, 5, since I have 2 champions.
Yeah.
Mandy,
Okay.
take that.
Okay, so 5. Okay,
Yep.
so that's 2 to 20 and 3. Thank you.
And so you're at 23?
23, yes.
Okay, beautiful. Take 2 more, and I'll take the 4.
Okay, thank you.
So
25.
when you're healing, each individual source must go to one player. But as you're generating it, you can decide each one. So this 4 goes to Mandy. This 3 goes to Susan. She can divide it up like that. But let's say she had one source of healing, like Mandy's ability that does 6.
Right.
Mandy can't split that up to say 3 to one player, 3 to another. One source must go to one player.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
All right.
So you're at 27. You're at 25.
Yep.
I'm still doing okay at 41. I'm okay with that.
All right, and your turn is
We're done.
Perfect.
All right.
All right, so
We
this
know
one
what this
we know what
is.
this is.
Yep.
So let's take a look at the green. So it's
So-
infected slash.
Yep.
And
We didn't actually look at the color of that, did we? We just
no,
looked at what
we
the card
didn't. I
was.
just
So-
thought about that
yeah.
as I'm
But-
flipping it.
So the player in this area discards 2 cards and takes 10 damage,
Okay.
which
Oh, right. So that's 8.
Oh
8.
no.
Yeah, it's
2 to
not
you.
the worst.
No,
'cause
it's protected her.
Yeah.
So
That's fair
yeah.
enough.
Yeah,
It was going to happen. There was no
Yeah.
way around that.
and you can have my stupid gold.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
There you
care.
go. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And so this is the one here.
So now it would do another 4 unless somebody nearby that player can show a wild faction card.
Like that.
Ta-da!
Like that.
All right.
Oh.
Taken care of.
Thank you.
Thank goodness I had it.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna do a little. I gotta see it all out here before I make decisions.
Yeah.
So makes my life easier. So what do we have here? So I do have my champion here. That's gonna do 4. 4 hits. Wow, I have a lot of money. And then I have the knife, so that's gonna give me a total of 7. Let me just see. I don't have anything that can trigger here or here. And then I also have this, deal 4 damage to target minion in a nearby area, but I do not think...
No,
I don't
we're
have
we're
that.
light on minions. We're
Alright.
dealing with them okay.
So it seems I have a total of 7.
Which is actually negating my explosive fireball. With no minions in play, there's really no point
Oh,
to that.
yeah.
Until it's like the death blow to the
So
master.
you know what? This card might be useful. I'm going to see what's available. Yeah, we'll see what's on the board
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
but just so I can get more
Yeah.
matching factions, I don't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Is that a
Yeah, yeah.
Wipe?
No,
So-
I
No.
get to buy 2, get 2 cards in essence.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is the one.
But I'm looking ahead. So you go
Yeah.
ahead. Do your
Sorry.
thing.
Okay,
Do
so
your thing.
7 hits.
Okay.
So
And
that's
that's all
done.
going to
Yeah.
the master. So we're down
that
to
technically
25.
gets exhausted.
Okay.
This goes away. Okay, now I have 2, 4, 5.
Yeah, you do.
Plus 4 is
Oh, gee.
9.
Yeah. You have a 9.
So, and I also have my heist ability.
Hmm.
The next time you acquire a card this turn, you may acquire another card of the same faction and of equal or lesser cost for free. So I don't know if I should use it now or
Well,
not.
you could
'cause
use it
that's,
on those two.
That's what I'm thinking.
So
And-
we've only got we've got 2 sets of matching factions right now on the market.
Direwolf.
We've got 2 wild faction cards, Direwolf and Brolin Loreweaver, at a value of 5 and 4. Then we've got 2 of the guild faction, Reiki Master Assassin at 7 and Prophet at 1. That's not a good use of that
No.
ability because
Yeah.
you're just getting a value
Right.
1 card
I
for
think
free.
this is better.
But that's not too bad, and that would still leave you money to spend, right? That
Yeah.
would still leave you another 4 to spend.
correct. I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
give her.
There aren't too many. It's a very small window to be
Yeah.
able to pull that heist off, which, you know what? It's a heist. It shouldn't be easy.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, as soon as
So-
I saw, don't laugh, but every time
Yep.
I play this, Direwolf always makes it into my deck.
Get your puppy.
Darn right. Come to mommy. Okay, so that's gonna go. Boop. Oh, actually, no, that's gone.
Yep.
It's garbage.
That is a one-time ability.
One-time
so
ability.
it's,
That's
yeah,
right. So that is bye
Trash
bye.
once used.
And I will take starting here.
Yep. And
and
then
go
that for free.
And that for free.
Still leaving you 4.
So 4, hopefully. Well, there's
Hit job for 4. Oh, or an Elven Curse.
which is
Feeds
nice.
into those
And then
the wild
it's
faction.
more likely to get triggered.
Yep.
I think I'm actually gonna.
I don't
and
mind
that
that.
still leaves me with 1, doesn't it?
Yep.
It does.
So you could take that profit
Yeah.
if you wanted.
Yeah. So I'll just take the profit.
Sounds good.
That was a very, very good turn.
Lucrative.
Yes.
There's a nice card for Susan.
Yes,
Man.
that's a great card. And I think that's it.
Okay.
All right. So, champion.
Absolutely.
So it gives me 2.
Yep.
Nice. Oh,
What is the ability on that? Because
So,
you technically
That's
have
right.
2
Technically right.
guild,
Put
yeah.
the next card you acquire this turn on the top of your deck.
And that
so
would be
that
the
would have
puppy.
been the dire wolf.
Yeah, it goes. Yeah, it'll go straight into your head next turn.
sweet.
All right.
Very
there
good.
we go. So that's good. So that is now reset. These go away. And there we go.
All right, here we go. First up, we have green.
Green. The player in this area discards 2 cards
Oh,
and takes
my.
10 to the face.
Oh boy.
Every time
And
you say that,
2
it reminds me of a
cards.
movie.
Which I already discarded
Yeah.
too.
So she's down to 1
Oh,
card,
come on.
and
Really?
it's not even her turn yet.
Jeez. Oh,
Fine.
Sorry.
I might as well have discarded cards at this point.
And infected slash.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
So, unless somebody can cough up a green card, which I cannot.
I can.
You can?
Yes.
Show it.
Dire
went
That's
on
on
top
the
of
dire
your
wolf.
deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the extra 4. All right. Let's see what I can do here. I would love to heal you, but I have no means to do so. Okay, so I've got a street thug that comes into play,
Mm-hmm.
and I can do a little intimidation.
That's always a plus.
If I have 2 or more actions in play, I do not yet. So here's what I'm going to do. I have my blazing staff. I would love to get a second action to be able to
Nice.
trigger that. I've got 2 gold. But you know what? I'm okay with how my deck is feeling right now. I could have as much as 2, 4, 5. I could get that, but what I want right now is another action immediately. So I'm going to spend my 2 gold
Yep.
to use my channel ability,
Right.
which I lose 1 health, so I'm down to 40,
Oh no.
but I get to draw a card. Oh, hey, it's an action,
What?
which means with my blazing staff, I get to draw a card.
Nice.
Wow.
And that is, you may draw a card, and if you do, discard a card. So what I drew there was basically a money. So I'll draw a card for a money,
Wow.
and I'll
But-
discard that. However,
yeah.
it's cycling through my deck a little faster, which is always a good thing in games like this. Okay. So, well, technically that 2 money I spent is still here.
Still,
it's just,
yeah.
it's used. I
Right.
used that up. So let's look at money first. I've got, actually I still have some money. I made money on that transaction.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I've got 2, 4, 5, 1 action discount, potentially 6.
Before
So
you continue, I
yes.
just want to point out it's really good that you mentioned that. So
Yep.
we've kind of been putting them aside in our discard, but yes, it's just should stay in your area, but that it's been used.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
there are things that could affect your
Yeah, you can
discard.
pull cards back out of discard, which technically they're not discarded. You're right until your turn is over.
We're working in a small area, so we just wanted to put them
Yeah,
aside. But just
a lot
so
of
you're
clutter.
aware. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay, what are you looking at? How much?
2, 4, 5,
Okay.
6, and a 1 discount on an action. Not
No,
quite because it's champion. Yeah,
No.
that would have been
Action
fantastic.
there, but it's a 4. There's
If we can save those for
yeah,
Susan,
I'm thinking
because
that
they-
might be
yeah.
better. Yeah. So
Um,
basically,
You know
Although-
I'm not going to have any money this turn.
This
also a fair
that's
point.
true. You've
Yeah,
only got 1
yeah.
card,
So-
and this doesn't trigger with any of the
no
imperial
it just,
actions.
That's
That
it.
you get that.
So that's not bad.
That's an action. I'm going to take that for 4. I get a 1 discount on
Yeah.
that. So that cost me 4. That leaves me 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty hot on that board unless you
So-
want money.
No, I think I'm going to use that for combat instead.
Yeah.
So that leaves me with 3, 8, 10, 12.
No.
Oh.
Oh, but do you have the,
Before I go any further,
you can trigger
because I
that.
drew that elven
Yes.
gift, my orc grunt lets me draw a card. Fantastic.
Oh, nice.
Which gives
Ooh.
me a smash and grab. I may put a card from my
Get more money.
discard pile on top of my deck. And that's where, oh man.
Wow, okay, this is turning into quite the turn.
So-
okay, I'll let you run
And
that.
this is why your cards that you play now, like we were just saying,
Yeah.
can't go to your discard right away. Because with cards like this, let me pull a discard pile, a card from discard pile out. And when you purchase a card, it does go to your discard pile. So I will now trigger that. And that card will go top of my deck.
good.
And as you said, I do still have 2, 3 to spend. Does that make a difference?
Sure doesn't.
No.
Not really.
Not in terms of the market. I could get a fire gem.
I mean, it's money. But
It's money, but it's really
and
not
you can
a
also
strong
trash
card.
it later for the hits if you need it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But I think I've got stronger cards that I'd
You
rather
wanna
pull
brand?
than that.
Okay.
This late in the game,
Yeah.
I've got better cards than that I'd rather
Yeah.
pull.
Yeah.
So, you know what? That money will just go unspent.
All right.
I'll give it to the cleric.
Thank you.
It's
All
for
right.
your
So,
So,
services.
exactly. Alms for the poor. 9. And I have 2 of those. So 13, 18, 20,
Did we just kill it?
22
Ah!
with an explosive fireball is more than enough. 27. It had 25 health. There we go. The
Nicely
explosive
done.
fireball finishes it off. All right.
Nice.
High five.
I know.
High five.
Yes.
All right. Well, there you go.
Wow. That was. I was worried
This,
for a while.
this down to 15, 25. That was getting scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And your
was
one
nice.
I
card.
was
Yeah.
clutching my prayer beads.
Yeah, to get 5 more health.
We needed
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah. No, I don't think my next turn was gonna be anything epic, so that
Oh.
was definitely worth it.
Yeah. It took a few pieces to get through to get all of that into play, but
But we did it.
there you go.
Oh,
Well, there you go. All right. I'd switch over the camera, but yeah, you know.
I know, right?
All right.
Doing a little different setup this time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, overall, if you've watched the other video, you'll know that we thoroughly enjoyed the campaign.
Yes.
I think we did that as 2. This
Yeah.
definitely had a different feel at 3.
Yeah.
But it was a kind of a cool dynamic, and definitely the way that you're seated obviously makes a huge difference.
Mhm.
And then based on also the character that you're playing.
Yeah, how you sit at the table is something that you will want to consider. So as
Yeah.
I said, for our play, because we don't have we don't have the fighter in play that would
Right.
be a stronger character, so we needed more healing. So that's why we stuck the cleric in the middle, so that she would be able to heal both of us.
Right.
If she was on the end, then she'd only be able to heal whoever was adjacent, not the person across the table. So,
Exactly.
yeah. So that worked out. You kept yourself alive long enough to keep us alive
Yeah.
long enough.
Definitely
Nice.
some harder things happening like this, kind of jumping around.
Yep.
Made a difference, and then flipping over, and it's like, oh, even more damage for us to take. So, yeah, so definitely was interesting to have that thrown into the game. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. Did you like it?
Oh my gosh, I love this game.
So
So
fun.
hard.
Hard and
Right.
fun.
We don't have the continuation of the story there, but that's okay. I want
I
as much as I
know.
want to see where it carries on from there.
Well, we don't
but-
want to give away all the secrets.
No,
Yeah.
no. I just want to see for myself what happens. But I love the theme behind that with that Mandi and charging
Right.
around in this tavern. Speaking of which, I need to get a beer. We're at a tavern. I need to get a
I
beer.
know,
But yes,
I
this
know.
Mandi and charging around the tavern, running after each player. I think thematically it works very well.
No, it absolutely does.
Thematically and mechanically
Yeah.
adds a nice twist to it.
So if you liked Ruins of Thandar, if you like hero realms in general, I mean, this is much of the same and then some. So I definitely think it's something you may want to take a look at. So, and then they have that really cool box, I think, in the
big
Kickstarter?
box.
Yeah.
I need that.
Me
I'm still
too.
storing all of my character packs in their original cellophane
I'm doing
bags,
that
but
too.
those are getting sort of roughed up, and I'm gonna start losing cards. So
Yeah.
that big box, that'll come in handy to store all of your cards into one box.
All right. So overall, I'm glad we won because that would be really embarrassing if we did all that and lost.
Yep.
Happened before.
It
But,
has. It has.
We
Yeah.
got a good review of it. So definitely glad we got that played. We'll be back with more, hopefully live. I don't know. Do we have an idea of when we're coming back live, or it's still kind of up in the air? Yeah. Okay.
Talk to the contractor.
Yeah.
It's been 9 months without a home. I can't give a date.
Yeah.
I'd like to say soon, but I've been saying soon since May.
Yeah. So I know
So-
we couldn't. We didn't want to stay away any longer.
Unfortunately,
so.
that's out of my hands. I'm in a waiting scenario. So.
So from here on till then, if everyone's loving it, we'll just continue with the recorded teach and plays,
Mhm.
and then as soon as we have a concrete answer, we'll let you know we're back
Yeah.
live. But in the meantime, you know what I was thinking? Maybe we can get people to send us questions.
Sure.
So if they had a question, if you know what game we're doing, we'll maybe put a shout out on the Twitter or on Instagram just to say like what game we're playing next, and then we can get people to send questions to the box and answer them
I like it.
on air. Gosh, it's been a while. What's the email?
Michael and Mandy play @gmail.com.
That's Mandy with an L.
Yep.
All right. So thank you, Susan, for joining us. It was a blast as always.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me cleric for you.
Yay! Free healthcare. Oh my goodness. So thanks again for joining us, and
Thank you.
we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.